Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a series that I have not done in 2 months. Tea Talk with Grace. It's been a while since I did my jingle, you guys. It's been a while. Oh my lord, this is going to annoy me throughout this entire video. I stepped outside for all of 5 seconds and it's so rainy. It's that real like misty, I call it a mizzle. It's the combination of a mist and a drizzle. It's just like that real misty rain, like fine misty rain outside that makes your hair super frizzy. So that's what this whole situation is compliments of. Anyway, if you're new to the channel or if you haven't seen the series already, I basically every month, I decided to sit down, have a little tea talk with my cup of tea, just answer your questions and have a chat about a couple of things that either you guys had on your mind or you were wondering, or basically it's just the chance to sit down and have a chat at the start of every month. Although I think what we're going to start doing is doing it bi-monthly. I think that could be fun because I feel like every 2 months it kind of gives everybody the chance to kind of revamp questions and gives you a chance basically to kind of get questions together, and it definitely worked this time. So I have lots of really good questions from you guys over on Instagram. I actually completely forgot to put the tab or the questions out on the community tab this time, so these all come from Instagram. So this is an Instagram Q&A of sorts. I have a comment here that says, if a guy tells you he doesn't want a relationship, also if he still talks to his ex. So I guess this is like, what would you do? So what would I do if a guy told me he didn't want a relationship and if he still talked to his ex? No. Red flags for me. I just wouldn't. I would just cut it off right there and then. Based on my experience, if a guy tells you he doesn't want a relationship, he's not playing about. He's not like, it's not some secret code of, oh, I kind of want a relationship, but I want you to kind of go for it more and put in a little bit more effort or something like that. I would just take it for what it is, and that's him saying he doesn't want a relationship. So save yourself the trouble, give yourself some pride in yourself, leave it as is. Don't chase after somebody who doesn't want anything. Like, there's no point. Just respect yourself more than that, than to let somebody kind of like, almost that's kind of like, they're not even leading you on. It's like you're giving them the chance to lead you on, because the more that you give into that and kind of play it up as if he actually does want something out of it, he might actually just kind of go along with that because he feels bad then. So yeah, I would just leave it as is. And if he still talks to his ex, I know that can be different for everybody. Like, there's guys that I've dated in the past and I would still speak to them if I seen them out, and I'm still on really good terms with them, but I don't speak to them frequently. But there are also exes that I don't speak to whatsoever, but I don't speak to my exes on a frequent basis. I know that this is like completely different for everybody, and there's people that end their relationships on really great notes and they're just different people and things like that. But I don't know, from what you've said, I don't think that's like, that wouldn't be something that I would pursue. Oh, I've been getting this one so much actually. Are you doing Vlogmas and will there be no annual trip to New York? So first and foremost, the trip to New York that I went on last year and the year before, that was never an annual trip. That was just a trip that I happened to be on 2 years in a row, and it actually came, the second year that came up after it was like a really miserable rainy day in April of last year, and me and mum were just like, screw it, we'll go and book a Christmas trip for December. Why can I not talk today? So it was never an annual trip, so it's not like I'm missing an annual trip per se, but no, I will definitely not be going to New York this Christmas, but it will still be magical all the same. Don't worry, if I've got anything to do with it, Christmas this year is still going to be as festive and as magical as ever. As you all know, I'm the merriest little elf that ever did exist, so things are going to be real Christmassy around here. Also Vlogmas, I did answer this like maybe 2 months ago because I was thinking about it then. I am highly considering doing Vlogmas this year, so let me know if that's something that you'd like to see, because I feel like you guys would enjoy it. Oh, this is a good one. Do you drink regular soda? I've never seen you mention it in your vlogs. Random thought. No, actually, I don't. And the only time I ever drink soda, which I call minerals over here, is if I'm drinking it with vodka. and I don't really drink it that often. That would be like my night out drink if I'm not having like Prosecco or a cocktail, which would be my go-tos most of the time. But I would drink vodka and 7-Up or vodka and Sprite, whatever one is available. But other than that, no, I don't drink minerals at all, and I haven't drank them since I don't think I drank them since I was maybe like 11, possibly. I think that's what age you are when you're in 4th class in Ireland. If anybody's in Ireland and can tell me, I have like the worst age to like year concept that ever existed. I went off them for Lent and I never started drinking them after that. I've kind of answered this one before-ish on like one of my vlogs, but why don't I post makeup tutorials saying as I am a makeup artist? I would love to see. Thank you so much. I don't really post makeup tutorials because there are basically tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of amazing channels out there that specifically post makeup videos and makeup tutorials and like techniques and ways that like to show you how to do your makeup. I just personally prefer to share kind of like my own makeup and my fashion and my lifestyle and trying out new products and stuff like that, and doing my own makeup the way that I like to do my makeup and sharing that with you guys. It's just a personal preference basically. That's what I rather doing, and I feel like if you want to learn how to do something in specific, there's so many amazing makeup channels out there that teach you how to do that, but I just prefer to share what I share on my channel. Do I have a middle name? Yes, I do. So my middle name is Elizabeth and my confirmation name is Lucia or Lucia. So my entire name is Grace Elizabeth Lucia Denny, or Grace Elizabeth Lucia Denny, depending on what way you pronounce it. If I could only pick one fall clothing item to wear all season, what would it be? I feel like it would have to be a dress, wouldn't it? Because I can't just wear a jumper on its own, but it would be like a knit jumper or like a knitted dress and some really nice boots. I'm a like tights and boots person in the winter, or I'm really big on boots. I just freaking love autumn winter dressing. Do I like to see myself with short or long hair? So which one do I prefer? Personally, you guys are probably going to completely disagree with me because I know what the answer is going to be based on comments. I personally prefer myself with long hair. I loved having my short hair and it's been really fun for a change for a couple of months, but I am ready for my long hair to come back again, and after this video goes up you'll be seeing me with long hair again. I have had a lot of fun kind of styling my hair shorter, but I just feel more like me with long hair, so yeah, I'm very excited to get my longer locks back again. How did my family come up with the name Grace? So my name Grace Elizabeth is actually both of my great grandmother's names, and then my brother's names are both of his grandfather's names. So that's how our names came about. And also, if you're curious, if I wasn't going to be called Grace, the other name, or the only other name that my parents had for me was Jessica. Fun fact of the day. Do I have any fears or phobias? The only fear that I have is being in open water and not being able to see land. Random phobia, but I know a lot of people that have it actually. So being on a ferry or on cruises freak the hell out of me. I've never been on a cruise, and I think the only cruise that you could ever try and get me on would be a Disney cruise. I think I'd be up for going to like the Bahamas or something like that from Florida. Yeah, I've never been on a cruise, and I've only ever been on a ferry once, and the one time that I was on a ferry I cried when I couldn't see land anymore, but I made it, and it was from Scotland to Belfast. Best way to stay fashionable in the rain: get yourself some really nice boots and invest in some really good coats, because I always say when you live in colder or wetter climates you're wearing coats more often, so you can't really see what you're wearing underneath them, so it's nice to have a good range of outerwear to wear. If I could meet an already past famous person, who would it be? Walt Disney. If you have kids in the future, do you have names prepared? Yes, I do. I'm still like jury's out on that one. I'm not sure how I feel about it now or how I'm gonna feel in the future, but if I ever do have kids in the future, I do have names. Tips on starting your own YouTube channel. I have answered this one before, but in short, stop questioning yourself and just go for it. Be consistent and upload the things that you think you're interested in. You don't need super amazing equipment at the start until you know that it's something that you definitely want to pursue. Just go for it and stop making excuses, and kind of look at trends. If there's something in specific that you see is popular as well that you enjoy, upload videos on things that are like trending currently. Who was your strangest celebrity crush? Don't hold out. out on us. Jack Whitehall, the comedian. I remember telling people that I had like a massive crush on him and they were like, really? Oh, at what age did you move out of your parents' house? So the first time I moved out of home, I was 18, and that was when I went to college and I lived in Dublin. And then after college, I moved home for 2 years, I think. And then I moved back out again. So I think I was 22 at the time. Is that right? 23? 22 or 23, I think, was the second time I moved out. And that was with my partner at the time, who I am clearly no longer with. But that was when I like fully moved out of my parents' house for good. So many people have asked me, am I going to decorate for autumn? Yeah, I did it last year, so I'm 100% going to do it this year. But what I've actually started doing for this year is I've started a secret Pinterest board, and I've been pinning ideas that I kind of want to do for this year because I want to be a little bit more mindful with my autumn decor, and I want to start this month and kind of develop it into Halloween decor in October. So I'm going to decorate for autumn and then add Halloween touches next month. I posted this one on Instagram because I thought it was so funny. If you could be a sushi roll, what would you be? Fiona, I love your question. If I could be a sushi roll, I would be an ebi tempura masago roll. If you don't know what an ebi tempura masago roll is, basically it is ebi tempura or prawn tempura, and then it is rolled in the rice and like your sushi paper, your yakinori, and then it has the masago on the outside, and that's basically like fish eggs, and they're orange, and it generally has like the wasabi mayo on top, and it's so good, and I dip it in loads and loads of soy. Oh, and the reason why I chose ebi tempura masago is because it's kind of safe but also kind of extra at the same time because it's got all the masago on the outside, but it's a super yummy roll. I've actually been getting this one a lot recently. Any love life plans, goals, or sticking with little Pip for now? You guys, I never have this. This is never like a goal for me. I never go out being like, I need to meet somebody, I have to meet somebody. I actually think if you do that, you're doing things wrong. Like, things are gonna fall into place when they're supposed to. Like, don't be trying to put pressure on yourself to meet anybody, especially now. Like, things are hard enough as it is in COVID like world, trying to socialize in general, never mind kind of like meet somebody like romantically, I guess. I've said it before and I've said it so many times over the years, it's not something that I put too much weight on or pressure myself about. I'm kind of more worried about the relationship that I have with myself and being happy in my own life, and when that's right, somebody will come along to complement that. You shouldn't need somebody to make your life better, if you know what I mean. But yeah, when I meet somebody, I meet somebody. I don't know when that will be. I don't mind when that will be. If I met somebody today, amazing. If I meet somebody in 3 months time, amazing. If I meet somebody in 3 years time, amazing. But when it happens, it happens. Oh, this is a good one. Do you like the colors / coziness of autumn or the spookiness of Halloween more? That is actually really difficult for me. I know a lot of you guys know that I love Christmas, which I do. I absolutely love Christmas. But I actually just love festive times of the year. So for me, I love the spookiness of Halloween. I do enjoy watching scary movies and stuff like that. No, I'm not like crazy into them, but I do enjoy a good scary movie, and I do enjoy like a Halloween-y kind of like spooky novel and things like that. I love to read at this time of the year. So I really like the kind of like spooky element of Halloween, and once it gets to the week surrounding Halloween, I get really excited about it. But I also love being cozy, so that autumnal feeling, especially over kind of September, October, November months. And I feel like that cozy feeling lasts for a lot longer. It's not just for autumn here, it's like well into December that lasts. That's a hard one for me. I don't know, I don't think that I can choose because I really like both. Will you and your brother ever sing on your channel? That would be a hard no. My brother doesn't sing, and it's actually really hard for me to even get him on the channel, so can't imagine he would want to come on the channel and sing as well. Oh, this one's funny. Did anything ever develop with the veterinarian who was rather attractive? If any of you can remember, I took Pippa to go and get her like vaccinations in the vet's office, and the vet that was there was like around the same age as me. Well, I think he was anyway, and I said he was kind of cute, but no, nothing ever developed there. Oh, this one's really good. What is your favorite smell, touch, sight, and sound? That's like really intense. Okay, my favorite smell is the smell walking down Main Street USA in Disney. By far, I absolutely love that scent, and it just reminds me of my childhood. It makes me really happy, and I know it is like a scent that they pump into the street, and I want that scent pumped into my house. My favorite touch, when I was younger, this is like a fun fact about me, I used to like, do you know the way some people had like cuddly toys and stuff like that they went to bed with? We had silkies. My brother is going to get absolutely trolled for this now as well, but he had one too. Basically, my mum used to give us like the labels of jumpers or anything at all, and we used to like rub them between our fingers when we were younger, and that's just one feeling that I love. They're basically just the tags that are on the inside of like your clothes to tell you how to wash them. But we used to rub them together, the like silky ones, and we used to call them silkies. So that's one of my favorite feelings or touches. Sight, I love, I think this is my favorite, is the look of the sun sparkling on the water. And my favorite sound is the sound of it absolutely hammering down rain outside in the evening when you're tucked up in bed or tucked up beside the fireplace watching a movie. Those are all my favorites. I'm just gonna answer this one here, even though I did answer it as a question of the vlog really recently, but just in case you missed it, it's in a question and answer video now for you. Are you gonna work as a makeup artist again after COVID-19, or have you moved on? So I have mentioned it already, but I have moved on from doing makeup. Before we went into lockdown in March, YouTube was a really big part of work for me anyway. It had kind of taken over from makeup, and I was doing less makeup then anyway. But in March I had to stop doing makeup because we went into lockdown and we weren't allowed to practice anymore. Restrictions were lifted here last month, and I decided not to start back up again this month for a lot of different reasons. So yeah, YouTube is basically my work now, and I'm very grateful and I love it. And I also do other bits of work that I did prior to lockdown and throughout lockdown that I just kind of like to keep a little bit more private and personal. So YouTube and other personal stuff is my work. What does your perfect day off look like? Sleep in until after 7 a.m. It would never be like a really long sleep in, but after 7 a.m. because that's generally when I wake up these days. I would have a late breakfast that has been made for me, so like a really nice like stack of pancakes or poached eggs. Oh, like eggs royale. It's basically an eggs benedict but with smoked salmon. Then I would go for a really nice walk, depending on what time of the year it is. If it's during the summertime, I would go to the beach and go for a walk at the beach, or if it's kind of more at this time of the year, I'd probably just go for a really nice walk in like a forest by a lake, aka where I live. And then I think I would spend the afternoon watching movies, kind of cozy, and then going out for dinner that evening with my friends and having a couple of glasses of Prosecco and having girl time. That would be my perfect day off. And this one's a good one to end on. What's something weird that you recommend everyone tries at least once? P.S. I love your videos. Thank you so much, Miriam. I don't know if it's weird. Some people thought it was weird when I did it, but I would totally recommend traveling on your own, obviously when it is safe to do so. But one of the best things that I ever did was go on my solo trip to Walt Disney World last year, and I would highly consider doing it again. I know a lot of you actually planned solo trips after you've seen that I went on that one, but honestly, one of the best things that I ever did. You don't feel lonely. Well, I didn't. I know a lot of people ask me this, if I ever feel lonely or how I get around feeling lonely, but I do think it is a personal thing. I have always been really happy in my own company. I've never really needed other people to like kind of not feel lonely, and you can feel lonely when you're in big groups of people too. So that's kind of like not a redundant question, but you can feel like lonely in different situations. So yeah, I've always just been really happy in my own company. Yeah, I would definitely recommend going on, even if it's not traveling abroad, going on like a little staycation on your own. If there's like a hotel that you've been wanting to visit like close to you, go and like book yourself in for a night, go get like nice spa treatments, treat yourself. But if you have the chance to ever travel and see a bit more of the world in a safe way, obviously when you are especially a woman traveling on your own, you do have to make sure you're doing it safe. But it was one of the best things that I ever did, and I would 110% do it again in a heartbeat when I can, because man, I want to go to Disney so bad. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there for today. I feel like I got through a lot of questions in this one, so I do hope you enjoyed. As I said, I think I'm going to do this maybe bi-monthly, so the next one will come in November, which is actually crazy because that's going to be my birthday month. So you're going to get another tea talk right before my birthday. And one more thing, I did say that at the start of every month, whether it was in a tea talk or favorites video, something where I'm getting to talk to you a little bit more chatty, that I wanted to make sure that I highlighted an amazing amazing cause that I wanted to basically just kind of get us all to focus on for the month. So this month, September, is actually Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I feel like there isn't one of us out there whose lives in some way, shape or form hasn't been touched by cancer, whether that's through a family member, a friend, a work colleague, a neighbor, somebody that they know that works in a local shop. I feel like everybody has experienced it in some way, shape or form, and as I said, this month is actually Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So I'm going to leave some little resources, links to check out down in the description box, places to donate, because it's such a horrible disease that affects so many people, unfortunately, and if there is any way that I can help to spread awareness or even just raise a little bit of money for research, I am more than happy to do so. So if you can donate anywhere, I would really appreciate that. But if you can't, even if you could just share a link or anything, or just educate yourself in ways that you can help, I would be so appreciative of that. But yeah, as I said, this is something that I want to do going forward every month, just kind of like shed a little spotlight on a cause or an organization that's important to me that I feel you guys could also help me out with. So that's all that I wanted to say for today. Make sure you look out for my next tea talk in November. I actually got to drink my tea this time, which I'm very excited about, because usually that doesn't happen. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because I'd love to have you back again. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again really soon in my next video. Bye!